What's up, my pleasure babies, and welcome to Monday's episode. First, before we get started, take a look behind me. We hit 50K and I couldn't have done it without you guys, so thank you so much, and I can't wait to continue this journey with you all. But first, what is on the menu today? Well, it is going to be libido. We are going to talk about how to get your libido healthy, up, and fucking, because what do we want more of in life? It's obviously sex. What do we want with a partner? Sex. And what do we want from this video? We want more sex, and we want to have healthy, connectable, amazing orgasms. And in this video, I can definitely teach you that. So you're gonna have to stick around. But first, before we get started, I'm gonna need you to do something for me. I'm gonna need you to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, because every single Monday is when I bring to you the not so taboo topic of the week. And on this week, it's obviously libido. So let's get your sex drive kicking and let's get started. So what exactly is your libido? Well, it's your sex drive, your natural desire to have a sexual appetite, all of which can be influenced by your health, your mood, and obviously my favorite, your emotional connection with your play partner or partners. But first, I want to get this out of the way. There is no healthy standard for libido. There is multiple different stages and ranges in the libido frame. So somebody can have extremely high libido all the way down to minimal or no libido. Everybody is completely different. And hell, in all relationships, with a partner or without a partner, we all kind of ride this little wave where we have a higher sex drive and then plummet or hit around the middle frame. So really what I'm trying to say is your libido can fluctuate. Both can be healthy and both can have unhealthy factors. Now, from my prior videos, we all know people initiate sex in different ways. Spontaneous pretty much means you think about sex and then boom, you're turned on and you're ready to go. Now, that's not how all of us function. Then there is a responsive sexual desire, meaning you engage in physical stimulation and become more interested in taking it further. Now, a lot of us do both of these things, where we see something or we mentally get turned on and then we take it to the physical. Having certain preferences for one or the other doesn't mean you have a higher or lower libido. It just means your sexual appetite or your desires might be a little bit different. Now, when it comes to connection, both you and your partner can figure out what languages you guys are willing to speak and what deepens your sexual appetite and your desires, your wants, and your needs, which essentially is going to deepen your relationship and deepen your connection for a more potent sexual satisfaction. Now let's talk about the 4 stages of sexual arousal. First, we all know this is excitement or sexual tension. The body prepares for sex, where the heartbeat quickens, your blood rushes to your genitals, and your nipples become erect. Number 2 is going to be your plateau. Stimulation becomes increasingly intensified and way more pleasurable. Now the orgasm, this is our peak. This is our climax. This is step number 3. This is pretty much a series of involuntary muscular skeletal contractions where your eyes roll back in your head, your palms get sweaty, you squeeze the blankets, you maybe contract your butt cheeks, and you contract your core because you have hit your climax and your toes have curled. And finally, the last step of them all is the resolution. Without continually stimulating the genitalia or the nipples, the tension dissipates, your muscles relax, and you start to feel the bliss of what we like to call the afterglow. Or, if you're a penis owner, the good night. Now, if you and your partner are on this same physiological wave where you're going through those 4 cycles and everything is perfectly synced, then this sense of pleasure, this sense of sex is at the deepest amount of connection. However, this is really hard to sync up. Usually one initiates and the other one is receiving, or hell, even if you're really lucky, both of you are ready to receive and initiate at the exact same time. But it's almost nearly impossible to be perfectly synced. So listen and watch what your partner is experiencing, because the better that you communicate and the better that you work together is the better chance that you two will be close to synced. Now, when our libido isn't at a really great place and it's for unhealthy reasons, there are a few things that can be, let's say, blocking your libido from skyrocketing. The most common is going to be negative self-image and performance anxiety, leading the way to the next thing, which is unrealistic expectations. Now, what exactly is unreal expectations meaning? Well, I'm meaning, you know, PORN, something that we've all seen, we've all watched, and we all should not be learning from, because you miss the prep, you miss the aftercare, and you miss the whole connection. And remember, this is a movie you are watching. This is something to just turn you on. Nobody gives a shit about the aftercare in the porn. Hell, lots of people just skip through to the part where it's like the build up to the climax, because realistically, men or penis owners only need that 3-4 minutes, while women or vulvas need to be stimulated mentally, emotionally, physically, sensually. There's a little bit more depth in vulva pleasure. So the porn is kind of setting the bar real freaking high, because in fact, orgasms don't happen every single time. They can, but it's okay if it doesn't. The next thing that can trigger your libido to just is a misconception about sex, meaning the way penis owners and vulva owners interact in romantic connections, where you're constantly being bombarded by stereotypes, misguided through your education or your schools, the media, advertising, religion. Not everything is so black and white. There's a lot of gray. And these misconceptions can create a lot of negativity in the bedroom, meaning there are certain guidelines that you need to hit to have pleasurable sex, when in fact, there's a whole realm of kink, sensuality, energetic, and all the shapeshifters that are among us that like multiple different types of stimulation. It's not so linear. And finally, the most common of them all, I would say, is lack of communication. Now, I talk about this in every single video, so I'm not gonna reiterate again, but maybe I'll just add like a little bit. Effortless intimacy is totally out there. However, it's not so common if you don't communicate with your partner and know what turns them on or what gets them going. This takes work, this takes time, and this takes care and compassion for wanting your partner to experience pleasure just as much as you want yourself to experience pleasure. So having those more honest, hard conversations around sex are really important to help amplify your sex life and make it better, so that you're communicating your wants, your needs, and they're communicating theirs, and they're falling on open ears, not deaf ears. Now, loss of desire isn't something that always falls on your partner or means you're sexually unattracted to your partner anymore. Studies have shown that libido naturally decreases over time. Now, unfortunately for vulva owners, this is a process that happens a little bit faster than it happens for penis owners, which all revolves around the endocrine system and how our hormones eventually decrease over time at different stages depending on which gender you are. Now, keep in mind, lack of libido can also be a huge component of your mental health. Now, if you guys have heard of SAD, sexual aversion disorder, or maybe you've heard of HSDD, hypoactive sexual disorder, also known as ISD, inhibited sexual desire. So if you feel like any of those kind of resonate with you, it wouldn't be a bad time to go talk to your doctor and figure out what is going on with your mental health and how we can get you to a good place. Now, I know I shouldn't need to sit here and tell you that your lifestyle impacts your sexual lifestyle, but apparently I do. And that's totally fine, because we don't tend to realize that it's components of our everyday life that will impact our sexual desire and our libido. So you must take care of yourself if you want to be physically and mentally and sexually healthy. Now, let's start off with something that I know a lot of us lack in. Your sleep is extremely restorative. Everyone says it. It's not just me. You need your proper and adequate amount of sleep and REM to be in a healthy, restorative state, whether it be for your physical health, mental health, emotional health, or sexual health. So having a good sleep schedule helps decrease heart disease, stroke, depression. Hell, even helps decrease inflammation in your body. So if that isn't enough to sell you on having a good amount of sleep, then I don't know what is. Because we are here for one thing and one thing only, and it's to increase our health and our overall well-being and increase our sex drive, our libido, the GOAT, the reproduction of humanity. Yeah, okay. You know I don't just believe in sex for babies, so that sounded weird. The next thing we have to look into is what we are giving our bodies, meaning in the sense of what are we consuming, because the saying goes, you are what you eat, and that is just not a lie at all. So if we're gonna sit here and eat McDonald's every week and eat pizza and eat shit, it's okay to indulge sometimes, but if you're eating that shit constantly on the regular, you're going to feel like shit. You're gonna taste like shit. You're gonna smell like shit. And that's just not the vibe at all. We are trying to get our libido up. We are not trying to decrease it. And those sugary, super fatty foods are going to bring us down. Now, this next one is really, really important to myself, and I really hope it lands with you guys as well. And it is your physical health, meaning you're moving. And I mean not just going for a walk, I mean elevating your heart rate. This helps your body manage its stress. It helps your body with depression, anxiety. It will help you with your body image, and it will also help manage your insulin. Now, while you're exercising regularly, you might notice your skin gets healthier, your sleep gets more restful, and then boom, you start putting on muscle and your bone gets stronger. There is really no downfall to getting your blood going and flowing and getting your exercise in and getting that heart rate up. I mean, it is optimal in your sexual performance as well as your overall health. Now, in this day and age, we seem to be running on stress, and that is just not a life that we want to live, because there are these hormones that are released, cortisol and adrenaline, which are really important, but too much of them can cause serious damage on your body. And these are really, really potent running through your body when you are living in a stressed state constantly, which can lead to unhealthy coping mechanisms that can cause you to binge eat, gain weight, feel mentally drained, shitty, you're not getting the rest that you need, and obviously your libido goes down when you are hella stressed. So to make sure that this doesn't happen and you find a way to manage your stress, some really good things are creating a time in the day where it's just meant for you and your self-pleasure, meaning that maybe it's a meditation, maybe you're doing a somatic release, maybe you're gonna be going for a walk, maybe it's journaling, maybe it's just chilling and having a bath, something that puts you in a state of relaxation where you feel like you can refill your own cup, because as humans, we cannot rely on others to fill our own cup. Now, there are other ways that you can help increase your libido, all the way from dietary supplements, certain types of herbs, aphrodisiac fruits, maybe having some dark chocolate, limiting your alcohol intake, and trying to get your body image up where you feel like you're in a good place. Now, to sum it all up, I want to say that low libido isn't necessarily the worst thing. Hell, some people are what we like to call asexual, where they just don't have an appetite for sex at all, and that means that they don't have any sexual desire, and that is totally fine. They might experience that romantic attraction, but that sexual attraction or sexual desire just isn't there. Honestly, being your authentic self is what's gonna help you make your sexuality the healthiest that it can be. And that means you are transparent with the person that you are constantly connecting with, or your new connections, the new partners you make along the way. But anyways, if you like this video and you guys wanna see more, please do not forget to subscribe and hit that thumbs up button. And if there's anything at all that you need to say to me, or maybe you need to say to other people that have helped you in your libido, and maybe it's a supplement or whatnot, just drop it in the comments below, because we are here as a community to help each other. And hell, we're at 50,000 now, so I mean, like, there's like a small city watching, and I'm fucking amped. What about you? All right, babies, I will see you next Monday. Peace.